Hey guys, so welcome to a new series on my channel. I hope that you guys like this series, and if you don't, please let me know below, and if there's not much of a response, I will stop doing it. But I thought that I would share this with you all because at some point in our lives we have reborns that we decide that we are going to sell or not have in our collection anymore, and unfortunately for me that is the case with Miss Medley. I feel as though our bond has run its course, kind of thing, so I feel as though it's now time to consider selling her or adopting her out to someone in the community, which would be really, really lovely. She spends a lot of time in her little basket thing here, not doing much, so I feel as though there might be someone out there that would enjoy her more than myself. But I came up with an idea for a series with this whole decision to sell her. I'm sorry the camera's shaking, it's not really balanced as well as I would hope it would be. I'll just push this box. There we go. That should be slightly better now. So I came up with a series idea, and that was basically to go through the process of getting a reborn ready for readoption or selling. And in this case, because I am a reborn artist, I can make changes to Medley as I see fit in order to make perhaps a prospective mummy or daddy like her a little bit more than she already is. So Medley has been in my collection since 2014, and so I call her used because I've had her for quite some time. She was reborn in 2015 because that's when I did her hair, but she was painted in 2014, so you know, she's had a couple of years of being changed and her hair played with, so there are things that I feel as though that need to be freshened up before she's ready to be adopted out. And I've made a list of what needs to be done and looked at through a series of videos, and I thought that I would share that with you all. And hopefully by the end of the whole process of getting her ready for adoption, I will decide whether or not I actually feel okay to let her go. This might refix that bond that is so weak right now. So who knows, but this is the series that I want to do, and please let me know if you are interested or not. So I've written down a little list here, and I hope you guys can see, and sorry about my handwriting. So I've written down that she was painted in 2014, reborn in 2015, and weighs currently 2 pounds and 7 ounces. So this episode of the series is to see what needs to be done. So basically I'm going to look at the areas on her body. That's why she is in her onesie here, and she's 3/4 arms, so I don't normally show that on camera unless I have a reason. So she's just in her onesie so we can look at her painting and see what needs to be fixed in her hair and whatever else. But I've written down a basic list of what we need to look at, and I've got, the first thing is repair painting. There may be stuff that I feel like needs to be repaired, then repair and or restyle her hair, reweight her and freshen her body, which is a huge thing. And even if you're not a reborn artist and you have the ability to pull off a cable tie and fluff everything back up, I think this is a really good step before you sell any baby on, because once they've sat for a while, their weights do shift in their body, and what might feel comfortable to you might not feel comfortable to others. So if you can, that's a good step, and I thought that would be really good to share with you all. Select the clothing that she will be going home with, prepare an advert for her, and then at the end decide whether or not I'm selling or keeping her. I may decide that right after doing her hair. You know, it's just something that I thought that would be fun to share with you all. And yeah, so today's is the first step, and that's seeing what we need to get done. And I'm just going to move this little bunny that I've made. Isn't it cute? I really like it. I actually like the silhouette of the back more than I like the front. because I overstuffed the head. So I'm definitely more in love with the back view, and I've made that in time for Easter. But for Medley, I'm just going to scoot her forward. I feel as though her face is fine. She was painted with a very newborn look because she's so little. You know, I feel as though she needed this kind of really rosy look and lots of mottling, and I'm really impressed with how that stood up to time, because this was a stage when I was very first getting into reborning with a lot of mottling, and so I'm pretty impressed that she's still looking really good. There are some areas on her body that we're going to look at now that I've identified before this video that have paint work that is either missing or is not its best. So if we pick her up gently, because her clothing is quite bulky around her neck, as you can see, it sits right up there. I have noticed she's got a little bit of a rub, and these are areas that most reborns will end up having, is under the chin where the clothes sit if they're not sealed properly, and this was a stage where perhaps my sealing techniques were still new, so I feel like I need to fix that, especially since it's quite white there. I mean, you cannot notice it at all when you're sitting with her like that, and that's her natural pose, but you know, that's something that is there, so I've written that down. And on this hand here, this is really unattractive, I'm sorry guys. She has pretty good fingers. They look pretty decent on this side. And, oh, letting it go really fast was a bad idea. She has an ever slight missing bit up there, but you can barely tell it is there. So I'm not too sure if I really feel like I need to fix these itty bitty white bits here, but I will give them a go, as you can see. I am going to sell her at a used price as well, so you know, things like that will be noted down in the advert. And again, on that thumb just there is another one. So not too much missing from the hands, and the arms look alright as well. You can still see that she's got her veins. Oh, it's not going to show up on camera for you, but there is a vein that runs right down there. So you can see that's still there, and the detailing is still there, which is really good. You can see her vein just there on that side as well. So that's fine. And again, on this arm, we're looking at the same kind of detailing. Nothing's missing on the actual arm, so that's really good. Onto the legs, however, and these are the areas that we press against ourselves quite often. So again, fingers and toes are areas where you will lose paint if you are not too careful, and I feel really bad for plopping her down like that. So with her feet, and I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, we can see that she's missing a little bit on her heel here, which I planned to fix. She's missing, is it going to focus? Focus, dear camera. I'm missing quite a bit on this toe here as well, so I'd like to fix that. And on the top of these toes, oh, we're going off camera. There's one bit missing just there. So I feel as though they're important to fix as well. Apart from that, the leg is looking really good, if the camera will focus. There we go. Still really mottled and stuff, and I mean, this is just me going to an extra step for Medley, because I feel like, you know, I've had her for so long, and I feel like I owe her this before if I do sell her on. Freshening her up is quite important to me. So again, on this foot, not nearly as bad as the other, but it is that side toe again, and the one beside it that's missing ever so slightly amount of paint. The actual leg looks fine, so I'm quite happy with that. And oh, there's a little bit missing on this toe here that we need to fix. So those are areas that I need to fix on Medley, and I will plan to do that when I start painting again on my next custom order. So the first step for that would be obviously to paint those areas. So I have written them down already, down there. And after we've done that, so that will be the next video, is to repair and pull her apart. We will be looking at doing her hair, and I've noticed on her hair that there is a part just there where I feel like it needs to be filled in. Her hair is very fine because I felt like that was what she needed to have. There are probably some areas, oops, sorry guys, in the back here where I feel like she could probably do with a couple of strands here and there added in, which will be no problem to do at all. So that's something really simple that we can address probably either in the next video as well, or the video after. She looks so cute right now. So after that, it'll be just refreshening the body, which will probably be the episode that will appeal to most of you guys, and selecting her clothing and doing an advert for her and going from there. So it's probably going to be about 4 videos in total, 4 or 5. So please let me know if you're interested in seeing how this goes. If not, like I said, I won't waste your time in doing it. But yeah, I thought this would be kind of fun to see, and I hope that you all enjoy watching it. If you do, thanks for watching this video guys, and I'll be back with a new one sometime soon. Bye!